Welcome to How Not to Magic the Gathering Arena. I'm Nil Gravity. The title's a spin-off of my How Not to Make Comics because I'm a aspirational comic artist that I just turned 40, so it's always going to be a hobby. So but I'm going to take my self-detrimental style and kind of bring it over to playing Magic Arena. I like building kind of janky combo decks. And today we're going to look at one that's built around Mirror March. Sorry, I'm kind of sick, so my voice is weird, but I wanted to drop a video before War of the Spark came out, and I'll probably have a bunch of new decks for that. Alright, as I said, this deck was built around... Sound like I said dick. Anyway, this deck was built around Mirror March, and I originally had it as a Dino deck, but it just wasn't working. And instead of like going online and finding out, who made a better version of it, I thought, can I make it mono red and can I still ramp the way I do with the Dinos? So I went with Skirk Prospector, then a little Goblin Synergy here, and I have Lightning Mare in there as a way to, as a creature to explode, Runaway Steam-Kin, Wily Goblin, Diamond Mare because the aggro decks were beating my ass, and same with Goblin Chainwhirler, a little more ramp with the treasures, Rekindling Phoenix because when you drop it after Mirror March, it'll copy every time it comes back to life, and then as a pseudo card draw, I got Sunbird's Invocation and Immortal Sun. And then Banefire is another payoff, because in this deck you can just sometimes get a ton of mana ready, and so you need a few payoffs there for the mana, and also just for removal's sake, having something that's uncounterable that can be huge is good. I've lowered the amount of starting mana a little bit. I think it's at 22 right now. I have the only mana I have in there is mountains, and then I have one that can destroy special lands in case someone has something that's giving them card draw or whatever. I can bury it and then make a siege draw a basic land. Fields of Ruin is what I was talking about. And then I'm blanking on the name of the other one, but we're going to start a match here. So in this hand, I've got the Mirror March, and it's all about ramping to that, basically, with this deck. So I'm going to want to get the Runaway Steam-Kin out right away. One payoff for this, that'd be nice, is if they build out their board, because it looks like I'm playing as Merfolk here. So if I can get the Goblin Chainwhirler to make copies and wipe out all his Merfolk, that would be hilarious, and that's what I live for, that kind of long shot play. That's why you won't be seeing me do a lot of ranked matches on here. I only have one deck that does well in ranked matches. It's a Goblin deck, but even that's a little offbeat, I think. Alright, I'm not going to block because the Steam-Kin is just there to help me ramp. Since I have the 4 Prospectors in here, see, I'm recording this later, and I totally forgot that I wiped it out. When you're playing Merfolk, one is because I just wanted to play something red, but also when you're playing Merfolk, because they're probably going to make you tap out or return all your stuff to your hand, you just want to take out as many Merfolk as you can. That's the only way you can really survive against them. But also, I do play a little bit of the psychological game where because I play kind of offbeat decks, And I'm always saying, like, oh, I think I know what deck I'm playing. I want them to kind of not be sure what deck they're playing. So sometimes I'll act like I'm playing straight aggro when I'm not, you know. I know it's not, like, the best strategy, but I just really like pillow forting. I like being nice and comfortable behind a big wall of creatures, and then having like a big payoff. That's just what I find satisfactory in Magic. So even though I have only 3 non-red mana, I'm not getting them out, of course, when I have the Chainwhirler out, which I wouldn't want to anyways, because like I said, I want the Mirror March to help me wipe their board. If I don't get the Prospector out, I'm not going to be able to ramp very well. But that Steam-Kin will pay off after next turn, so I'll at least be able to get out the Trove. And then I'll have reliable mana increase every turn because I'll be getting treasure tokens. Yeah, I know I'm going to have to stay alive, so I'm not going to knock myself down to 10 too fast. You know, I'd like to keep that out, because, you know, the number I'm reaching for is 6. I want 6 mana, but... and the faster I can get to 6, the more I'm going to be able to get out... The more I'm going to be able to use the Mirror March. But I also know he's drawing cards whenever, or they, I should say, because, you know, they could be a female name, one to go over. They're probably not a young person making that reference, but who knows. Alright. This is me pretending to be aggro again. Alright, so... Oh, I think I just messed up and didn't cast that. Yeah. Sometimes I get clicky with the buttons and then don't realize how I messed up. Or I was being greedy and hoping that I could get the Mirror March out, so... Yeah, this is sort of a last-minute decision because I just got a new laptop for my birthday and realized, oh, it actually captures Arena when my last computer didn't. So, alright, I got the Mirror March out, so I'm all excited. Ready for fierce disappointment. Usually, a lot of times, luck does not pay off for me when I have this card set up. I'll get all my coin flips on cards I don't need to make copies of. Yeah, I basically only have that Goblin in here to prevent flooding, so I really don't care about him. So now I really want that Goblin Whirler. If I could just get one copy off that Whirler, it'll wipe out most of his board. He'll still have 5/5. Got 2 more mana. Or, well, no, I guess I didn't because I need 3 tokens. Alright, I could have really used a copy there. But that's okay. Need the copy for my Goblin Chainwhirler. Plus the other thing, if I can wipe out most of their board, so they're down to 11, if I can get 5 copies of Chainwhirler, that's enough to wipe out the board all but one, run across, and actually just 4 copies, because then I can run across with my pirate too. Wipe out their board, run across, hit them for 12. Because the copies all have haste. He's really going for that card draw engine over there. I believe that's what that is. I keep wanting to put my cursor over it to look at what cards do. It's like, oh, I'm just watching the playback right now. I am not the best multitasker in the world, so that's why I record this out. Pirate. Okay. Alright, seeing if I could play both the oh yeah, that's right, because it makes 3. I keep forgetting that the elemental there makes 3 mana. I think it only makes 2, because I have the other elemental that make... Yeah, there he is. Where you sacrifice it to 2, so I keep getting confused. I'm hoping that if the Chainwhirler doesn't pay off, I can just make so many copies that I can survive. But it won't matter because they've got an unblockable, so I get a bunch of copies of him. And I need the Chainwhirler all copies. And I get none, so I know I'm boned at this point pretty much. Take out a couple of their tokens. Alright, and the nice thing is that all my Goblin tokens that were created from the Mirror March, or from the Instigator copies, were they all stay on the board. My Dino deck worked sort of the same way. I had some Dinos that would make a token Dino when the copies all disappeared. So a bunch of Dinos on the board. So I've been playing Magic since I was 12, but I've been a very casual player, and a lot of my friends are not on my level. So when I go to a game store and play, I get my butt handed to me. But you know, my friends are just like, I don't even want to play you because I'm like way above them, but I'm way below people who are competitive. Yeah, over the last year or so, well, I was playing Magic on Steam with the other game, and then playing on Arena. It's really changed how I made decks. So I'm a little more on par, but also on paper, I'm a cheapskate in general, so I don't play on Magic Online because I have to pay money. Alright. So I don't really have much going for me here. Now he'll be forced to attack. This unblockable. Oh yeah, I forgot that I had Sunbird's Invocation out, so I get to dig when I cast a spell. I don't know why I went for this instead. Of course, this gets the copies that my Chainwhirler should have gotten. Sometimes I like to bring out a card just to be like, see, things could have gone a little differently. Yeah, and then I just conceded. Alright, so we'll do another match here to see if I can get this deck to work. And the goal with this isn't to show, you know, how good the decks are, but it might give someone who's a little better at formulating decks an idea that they didn't think of. You know, the good thing about me being sort of like ignorant of the meta is that I should be able to think outside the box. So. And this one. Yeah, I have less. Like I said, I only have 22 land, I believe, in here. This flooding on this deck is super not fun. But I think I have it now balanced to where it doesn't flood that often. Alright, because I don't really have any ramps going. Bring out the old Diamond Mare. Help keep me alive long enough to pull off my crazy combos. I did play a game after recording where I pulled off a really crazy combo with this where I got to play like a million things because I had so much mana. But of course that one I didn't record. Or it was this match and I'm misremembering. It's one of the two. I could bring that out, but what's the point? We're all about getting that Mirror March out. I only have 2 in here. Sometimes I think I should get another one on there, but also I'm bad for the community, so just well, it's a shame that I don't really like draft. I'm not good at draft, but I kind of like the aspect of Magic where, like, I like going to a store, digging through the bins, and trying to build a deck out of what I can find. And so that's another reason why I haven't like put a bunch of money into it. It's because it's more fun when you're limited by what cheap cards you can find. Digging through the bulk bins. I have a friend who doesn't play anymore, and she's just got bins and bins of bulk, and I love building decks out of that mess. She gets something out of it because I found a $40 card in there that she missed. She was able to sell that. Alright, getting a little more life. Now I got a sacrifice outlet. This is really nice with Rekindling Phoenix because I can ping something every turn and then have my Phoenix come back. Having the Phoenix come back with the Mirror March out is really nice because every time that Phoenix comes back to life, it has a chance to make duplicates. And so, which could get really crazy because I could sacrifice the duplicates, make a bunch of eggs, and then I could sacrifice the eggs and blast them with the cannon with all that. And then maybe say Bon Voyage to Bon. Start paying attention to their names, make their names more. And then hopefully they can't find me and beat me up later. The fan on this computer is loud. I hope I can get that sound out when I edit the sound. Kind of taking a big risk here because they could kill my Phoenix. Or if they kill the egg, I can't bring the Phoenix back, so that was a gamble I probably should have taken. But alright, not gonna block. I got more than enough life for what I'm doing. Accidentally paused the video, so hopefully it doesn't throw. Okay, so the Phoenix come back to life. Another Mirror March, didn't need that. Alright, there we go. I can bring you out. And then I'll hold my Phoenix back for blocking, because I'm not going to have any mana for, oh, well, wait, actually, I'm not sure what I do here. If I attack, that's not a great idea. And of course I do. They're not going to block. Or are they? Yeah. That wasn't the slickest of ideas. But I'm kind of hoping that they just don't realize what I'm up to. And right now I'm kind of dealing with... Oh, crap. Yeah, I forgot they got Orazca. Orazca?
Take what's mine.
Alright, so this is hilarious. They get rid of my Mirror March. They don't realize I have another one in my hand. I play a lot of decks with some graveyard shenanigans, and so when I have stuff exiled from the graveyard, you know, it can hurt, but it's one of my decks that, other than the Phoenix, doesn't have a lot of graveyard shenanigans, so it's kind of funny when I run into that. Not that that's what's going on here. Alright, get another health. Yeah, the Diamond Mare is really canceling out that elf, draining me every time something dies. I wasn't counting, I don't know how much health I'd be down to now, but I'd probably be down to like 12 or something. Alright, the good thing about them having a Planeswalker out is now he has to block and kill my Phoenix, which could trigger making copies if they don't kill the egg. Oh, yeah, so I'm sacrificing the Phoenix because I would have preferred to wipe their Planeswalker off the map, but making it so it can't remove my Mirror March again is important, so I had to knock it down to 2 tokens. And then I'm just like hoping they have no other removal. And they do.
Make your captain proud.
I'm like super boned now. I honestly don't remember how I get out of this mess. I was babysitting, so I played a lot more than I usually do yesterday, so I have pretty sure I win this match, but I don't. Okay. Well, I can take out that. It all depends on how many copies I get out of this. So, sending an army of Phoenixes through would have been really nice. But... Oh yeah. That's one thing about this deck too, is that where I could, I tried to play Ascend, because one thing I like about playing treasure tokens is that it helps ramp. It gets you up to 10 permanents really fast. And that's something I don't hear people talk about, so maybe it's just so obvious that they're not mentioning it. goblins out the wazoo. And I've got 6 mana, and they have 10 health. It's looking pretty good. Okay. Alright, I'm remembering how this went now. Alright, so they got 2 blockers. Okay, gonna sack these guys, since they're gonna die anyways. So one thing I do like, I like to build decks that are against type. So building a red deck that ramps and you know, basically all the things that green did in that dinosaur deck. You know, that I try to look for cards that do a similar thing. So all my decks are combo decks to some degree, I guess. But, I mean, I guess every deck might be a combo deck, really, but yeah, this one is. It's disguised as an aggro deck because it's got a lot of little creatures in it, but it's probably more mid-range. Right now, it's just a matter of pinging them down. What's funny is on some of my decks, some of the things I'm doing, they're like, you're go, and meanwhile I'm doing like a million steps, but I guess they're just not seeing what some of the steps are. But I'm pretty sure they see all this going on. This right here, I just messed up. I totally forgot to finish out my turn. I was so worried that they had something in their hand, you know, that would be able to stop me. Well, and he did. But luckily, because of the order of the stack, I'm able to take advantage. But look at this. If I didn't have that Diamond Mare, I wouldn't have been able to finish it off, because even if I only got like 6 life out of it, I would have been taken down enough to where we would have tied the game here instead of me winning. I was excited when that Diamond Mare came out because I built a horse tribal deck during the Kaladesh block. Another one of these guys. Not a lot of uncommon commanders. Not that there's commanders in this format. Anyways, so that is the first episode right there, and I'm going to do this weekly because I'm playing way too much Magic anyways, and I might as well have something positive come out of that, other, you know, or creative or whatever. And this channel will, like I said, it'll be weekly with my arena decks, because I've got like 40 decks, I think. So, and with the War of the Spark coming out, I'm going to have a lot of new stuff. But I'll still occasionally pepper in videos about comics for my 20 subscribers that I currently have who are interested in what I'm doing with comics. So until next time.